Alright, so I've received comments and suggestions in the comments asking me, why do you still play Mega Walls when you get so many more views on Skyblock? Shouldn't you just switch all of your attention to Skyblock? And I thought that today I would answer that question and then also attempt to tackle the subject of Hypixel Skyblock and its relationship to YouTube content. I know that sounds incredibly essay-like, but I just finished my semester, so basically, not uploading Mega Walls would not lead to any more Skyblock content. That's because Skyblock content takes an insanely long amount of time to produce and make, from coming up with the ideas, filming, editing, grinding out coins for the video itself. It takes a lot of time. So the current setup on my channel, where I do Mega Walls on Wednesday and then Skyblock 2 days a week, if I were to remove the Mega Walls video, then I don't think I would be able to replace it with another Skyblock video. When it comes to a content creator's point of view, Mega Walls is so much easier to make videos on. The videos themselves take probably a quarter of the time to edit. Filming is easier, still not easy given my skill level at the game, even though I do pull off some pretty sick moves in this game that is currently in the background. But in general, Skyblock content is, I wouldn't say harder, it just takes way longer to make. Which perfectly segues into the next talking point, which is the current state of Skyblock content on YouTube. Boom! Transition! Nailed it! It's almost like I wrote out an outline for this video. So, currently, a lot of YouTubers have begun mentioning the content drought, which is a term that 30virus has previously used. Basically, Skyblock is an incredibly grind-heavy game, we know this. And because they have only been releasing incredibly endgame content as of late, the last major updates have all been, like, late floor dungeons, with the exception of farming. But at the same time, a max sugarcane hoe cost 40 million when it came out, so the majority of players are not going to be able to afford that. It's a hoe. But this constant release of only end game content, each new dungeon floor has been the new end game, means that the majority of Skyblock players can't actually access this yet. The fact that I am in the top like 1 point something percent with Catacombs level 21 means that this does not translate well for new content when it comes to YouTube or in game, pretty much. If me in the top 1 point whatever percent can't complete floor 7, that means it's alienating a large portion of the player base. Or not alienating, but it's just inaccessible for a large majority of people. Again, I'm not complaining about this, that's just the way it is. And it does provide a good end game to go for. But because of this, and because of just the repetition, you're expected to run dungeons thousands of times, and after a certain while, you pretty much milk the content dry. This is where the content drought comes into play. Pretty much everything that could be said about Hypixel Skyblock has been said. There are a few really, really niche topics, but at the same time, with the sheer amount of YouTubers in the space covering this game and the lack of content that has been released, the market's completely saturated. But because of this lack of new in-game content to make YouTube content about, a lot of YouTubers have left. And you can see the analytics of a lot of the bigger ones are sloping downwards. But again, perfect transition into the final topic. Let's go! I think the new update is going to almost completely solve this problem. Of course, after a while, the content here is going to run dry as well, but the new Dwarven Forge, or Deep Caverns extension, is an excellent example of mid-game expansion. Or this could be the new endgame. I honestly have no clue. It all depends on how strong the gear is going to be here. But if we're basing this off the past at all, Hypixel has a history of making the new areas release incredibly difficult based on what has already been in the game. We see this with the end and the beginning of dungeons, and even each new dungeon floor as it's released. Every single time something gets released, someone will say, "This is insanely difficult." So you never know. The new Deep Caverns extension requires mining 15, which is really not exactly hard to get. That's only double what you need to access the bazaar. It's really easy. So I'm very excited on seeing what direction Hypixel takes this. This will be the first major update where I, as a YouTuber, will be on the same level as other people going into this. If the requirement of mining 15 is anything to go by, I should be able to do perfectly fine here with what would have been the very most endgame gear a month ago. So that means I will be able to make the best content possible. I'm super excited for this. I think it's going to be exactly what Hypixel Skyblock needs in terms of giving itself more content for the average player to enjoy. So with that being said, if you enjoyed, hit that like button, smash subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.